This is a form of power that our world has not yet seen. The ultimate power.
Dune isn't just a story, it's a challenge. A sprawling epic, dense with philosophy, politics, and ecological warnings, wrapped in a space opera that has haunted filmmakers for decades. Yet, Denis Villeneuve's Dune 2021 and Dune Part 2 2024 have accomplished the near impossible, an adaptation that captures the soul of Frank Herbert's novel, while making it accessible, cinematic, and engaging for modern audiences. But to truly appreciate the power of a good adaptation, we need to look back at the bad attempts. What worked, what didn't, and why Dune has always been considered unadaptable. Before Villeneuve, Dune was a battlefield of ambition and limitations. David Lynch's Dune in 1984 had stunning visuals and a haunting soundtrack, but crumbled under the weight of excessive studio interference and clunky exposition. The Sci-Fi Channel miniseries in 2000 was more faithful but lacked the production value to fully realize Arrakis. And then there's Jodorowsky's Dune, the fever dream that never happened but inspired countless sci-fi films from Star Wars to Blade Runner. Each of these adaptations failed in their own way, some by condensing the novel too much, others by failing to translate Herbert's intricate world into something digestible for audiences. So why is Dune so hard to adapt? Well, for starters, the book isn't structured like a typical sci-fi adventure. It's a slow burn descent into destiny, power, and messianistic manipulation. Much of the novel is spent inside characters' heads, unraveling their internal conflicts, political schemes, and philosophical musings. How do you translate that into cinema without making it feel like a lecture? Then there's the sheer depth of Herbert's world building, sandworms, the Bene Gesserit, the Fremen, the spice economy. It's all intricate, interconnected, and frankly, overwhelming. The wrong approach turns it into an info dump, and the right approach, well, that's what Villeneuve got right. Villeneuve understood that Dune is not just about what happens, but how it feels. He took a minimalistic approach to exposition, letting visuals, performances, and sound design to do the heavy lifting instead of endless narration or on-screen text. We experience Arrakis as Paul does, through awe, fear, and revelation. He also made necessary changes, some subtle, some major, that enhanced the story without betraying the source material. Leet, originally a main character in the book, was gender swapped, and yet the character's role and importance remained intact. The Harkonnens were made more methodical and terrifying, rather than cartoonishly evil, and Paul's visions, they weren't just glimpses of the future, but misleading prophecies that deepened the film's themes of fate and manipulation. One of the most striking themes of Dune is the danger of blind faith in a leader. How an attractive, charismatic figure can be mistaken for a savior. Casting Timothée Chalamet, a conventionally attractive and well-liked actor, reinforces this theme. Audiences are naturally drawn to him, making Paul's gradual transformation into a false prophet even more compelling. This is just one example of how a well-thought-out adaptation doesn't just recreate a book's themes, but enhances them through modern storytelling techniques. Other choices like expanding Chani's role and showing more of the Freeman culture helped make the narrative more immersive and emotionally resonant. Of course, none of this would work without the sheer craftsmanship behind the film. The cinematography is absolutely breathtaking, using natural light and vast landscapes to make Arrakis feel both beautiful and oppressive. The sound design, from the guttural Bene Gesserit voice to the thunderous roar of the sandstorms, makes the world feel tactile and alive. Then there's the cast. Chalamet, Chalamet, damn it. Then there's the cast. Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Stellan Skarsgård, each bringing depth to their roles while elevating the material. Villeneuve's direction ensures that every performance is measured, every shot deliberate, and every moment filled with weight. A great adaptation doesn't just translate a book to screen, it reinterprets it for a new medium while staying true to its essence. Villeneuve's Dune proves that even the most unadaptable stories can be realized with the right vision, respect, and craftsmanship. It trims the fat, refines the themes, and delivers a cinematic experience that feels both fresh and faithful. More than that, it provides a lesson for writers and filmmakers. It shows how to modernize a decades-old story without losing its soul, how to make complex narrative digestible without dumbing them down, and how to use the medium to film to enhance a story rather than simply replicate it. Frank Herbert's Dune is a story about power, prophecy, and the burden of destiny. And through the power of a good adaptation, it has finally been realized in a way that does justice to its legacy. What do you think? Does Villeneuve's Dune capture the essence of the book? Or are there still elements you feel were lost in translation? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe as it helps the channel grow. And remember, thank you for giving me your time today.